Hawken. Come up. One moment, let me find the book.
All right, how are you?
Good
It
morning,
was
good morning,
delicious,
good morning.
thank you very much. Welcome back,
Good
Robert.
morning.
Good morning.
Hey, welcome back. Wow. Where'd you go?
St. Kitts,
Nice. I see that tan is glowing.
right? Us Irish guys can rock a tan.
All those freckles move together.
That's right. And then you're like, oh
Exactly.
my God, I'm from the islands.
First of all, obviously, we have one good news is somebody's able to take a vacation, so congratulations there.
You must be rich.
Hey, well,
It's not even Christmas.
see Mike tear up. He had to close up his shore house, so he's a little sad.
Aw.
It's hard. It is.
I haven't closed my pool yet, I just can't do it.
Wow, you are hopeful.
I'm really holding on.
You don't have any trees, do you?
No, I do, we clean out the things every day.
Oh, boy.
Okay. Anybody else got any great news to share before we get started?
Yeah, my son got married.
Congratulations.
4 days celebration.
Big time.
4 days, because you couldn't go 5.
All right. One of the things, and we are recording this, and we've got people online and everything else. We have a special speaker, just real quick, Ronnie from Capstone Financial. One of the questions that have been asked when I'm interviewing agents and hiring them is, what do we have as insurance? And we didn't have anything to really offer. So the region has hooked up with Ronnie and his team, and they are offering, well, I'll let you give it out there, Ron. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
If you can share with us what's going on, that'd be great.
Okay, and I have access to share my screen as well. Let's see here.
We're working on that.
Okay, so yes, so my name's Ronnie Suleimani. I am the managing director here for Capstone Financial. We're based out of Atlanta. We've been associated with Keller Williams now for over 2.5 years. So what started in the Southeast region, offering a full comprehensive benefits package. It's not just health insurance. So when you're sitting with a prospective agent that wants to join Keller Williams, I can assure you that your competition has nothing even remotely close to what you can now offer to your agents and staff. So that is my counterpart, Cody Morris. He is responsible for your market center. So there he is, he's waving.
There's people behind us, just so you don't think that you're alone.
Oh, okay. Well, we got 15 people out in Zoom as well. So here is the presentation. Let me make this bigger. So I always start off the conversation and the presentation with this word right here. This is exclusive to Keller Williams. What we started in the Southeast region 2.5 years ago has now grown to 8 regions across the country, from Florida all the way up to the Ohio Valley and the entire west coast of California and Hawaii. So 60,000 agents in Keller Williams are now taking advantage of this benefits program. First and foremost, what's on everyone's mind, especially now with open enrollment with the ACA, as 1099 contractors, you're very limited with the options that you have for affordable healthcare. So now, this is not major medical. This is not Blue Cross Blue Shield. It's not Humana, because when we went to the large carriers with 18,000 agents, when we started, they viewed everyone as 1099 and they would not give us a group rate. So we came up with this solution ourselves. So first and foremost, your primary care is through a nationwide PPO. You go on to multiplan.com and 8 out of 10 times you will find your doctor, hospital, urgent care on this network. Cody and I both work for Mass Mutual. That's our parent company. We utilize MultiPlan as well because it is a nationwide PPO. So what does that mean for you? $20 copay for doctor visits, $50 copay for specialists, and urgent care and $50 copay for x-rays, $10 copay for labs, and a $200 copay for MRI or ultrasound. And it also has prescription drug coverage. So it works just like any other major medical plan, with a caveat. To utilize the PPO, there's no deductible. You sign up today, Monday morning, you can go to the doctor for a $20 copay. But so what we did was, let me admit this person, what we did was, that's not why we buy health insurance. We buy health insurance for the unforeseeable things, the cancer, the stroke, the heart attack, the meniscus surgery, ACL surgery. So we combine the PPO with a health share, a MediShare company. And this company is a non-for-profit. You are a member of this company and it shares in the members' medical expenses. So remember I said the PPO has no deductible. This $1,000 and this $2,500 is a maximum out of pocket, which means, let's take the $2,500. If you have a $5,000, a $50,000, or even a $500,000 medical bill, your maximum out of pocket is $2,500. Now, look how affordable we made healthcare for Keller Williams. This should be actually 49, but so a 30 to 49-year-old individual for the PPO, the health share, and we add our accident policy, $332 a month. You go onto the ACA right now and find something comparable to this, you'll be paying well over $800 for an individual. Family plans, we are saving a minimum of $1,000 a month across the country. That's $12,000 back in your pocket for comparable coverage. This is the accident plan that goes with our healthcare solution. Very similar to an AFLAC. Should you have an accident and that accident actually leads you to having some medical procedure, there's lump sum payments that's paid out to you to then help you pay down your IUA. We've had instances where Keller Williams agents were out of pocket $0 for an entire procedure because the accident policy paid out enough to pay the IUA, and then the health share paid the rest. So this is, now, is this for everyone? No, there is a pre-existing condition clause. It goes back 24 months. And then the first year it's not covered. But again, this is why we have Cody Morris that you can have one-on-one consultations with to discuss those pre-existing conditions. Secondly, the most sought after coverage for 1099 contractors like yourselves is income protection, disability income protection. You now have an offer that's never been seen before in your industry. You can protect when we started this, $5,000, that's $100,000 of taxable income that you can protect to age 65 with a 25% discount. This has been so well sought after by Keller Williams agents that now Mass Mutual has doubled the offer. You can now protect $200,000 of taxable income with a 25% discount. So let's just see how inexpensive this is for a 40-year-old male or female. $100,000 of taxable income to age 65 is a $2.5 million asset that you can protect for $200 a month. This offer cannot be duplicated. We have Keller Williams agents take their illustrations to their financial advisors and try to compete, not even close. Lastly, you have access to life insurance. The first $10,000 of life insurance, whole life insurance, is guaranteed issue. You have cancer, you have diabetes, you have HIV, you can get $10,000 every year, so you can stack it every year to protect your family. Now, if you are insurable, which you only have to answer one medical question, you can get up to $250,000 of coverage every 6 months. Now, this is whole life insurance. So the whole life insurance, accumulates a cash value in the policy that I can tell you my real estate investor clients love having another bucket of money that they can utilize, because this grows tax deferred and they can access the money tax free. But Mass Mutual, again, sweetened the offer for Keller Williams. You can now access 60% of whatever your death benefit is to now pay for long-term care. That is a lump sum, 60%. You don't have to show any receipts. You don't have to show who's taking care of you. Just as long, if you go on claim, you now have another pool that you can utilize for your protection to pay for long-term care. And I can tell you, long-term care is actually very dear to me. My grandmother was in assisted living for 10 years. My family shelled out well over $600,000 for her care. And unfortunately, 3 months ago, I had to put my own mother in memory care. And I can tell you all, it's not cheap. So this product here, this coverage, you are going to utilize. So I wanted to be respectful of your time for this meeting. I will open it up to some questions if you like. But again, Cody Morris is going to put his information in the chat. And again, he is the representative that you can reach out to that can help you obtain any of these coverages at any time. This is a true open enrollment. So most people might want to get the health insurance today. They want to get the disability in 3 months from now, the life insurance from now. This is a complete open architecture and open enrollment.
Hey, Ron, quick question is, like, when a lot of other top agents have teams and all that, they can all be included in this, or?
Anyone who is under the Keller Williams umbrella, yes. So that's open to the teams. Even if they're an assistant in the team and they're getting paid through the LLC, they work for someone at Capstone, they are eligible for this. And even the staff, the W-2, are eligible for this as well.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? Everybody's got insurance, that's awesome. All right, well, we're gonna pass your information around. Cody, you have something to share?
Yeah, I put my information in the chat if anybody wants to reach out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send out an email to everybody that also has my information a little bit more about what Ronnie just talked about, and then just get in contact with everybody, see if they want to set up a 15-minute Zoom meeting. That's how we've been doing with all the other market centers we've been working with. Just 15 minutes to go over the benefits package with your own situation to see if anything makes sense, and we can go from there.
Okay.
Real quick
We're gonna be-
question.
We're recording this and everything else. There is a question.
Can you hear me? It's Kelly.
Yes.
Can you, this is open enrollment right now, but can you join at any time?
Yes, for any of the products through our benefits program, you can opt in at any time. It just
Thank you.
now would make the most sense for people to compare what they're seeing on the ACA or on the exchange to what they now have access to through Keller Williams.
Anybody else have any questions? All right. Can this go with somebody else's insurance? So their spouse has one insurance, can it be a addition to their insurance coverage?
Yes. So for instance, there are some people that might be already be on Medicaid. They can obtain the dental and the vision as well. They can also obtain the life insurance. So it really, whatever fits or fills in the gaps that their current coverage does not have.
Perfect. All right. We'll get the message out. We'll get your information out to everybody in our office meeting, plus we are recording this. So a lot of people can't make it, be on the call. So we hope you'll get a lot of business.
All right, well, thank you, and we appreciate the partnership we have with Keller Williams. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Is anybody looking to investigate insurance? Because I know we've had a couple of calls from people, and I guess they're needing their income statements and all that kind of stuff, their commissions for insurance policies and such. So that's going on. So Welcome. I see you grow a little bit. Hello, everyone. Obviously, one of the things that we're missing is listings. Does anybody have anything coming up in the next week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, as far as listings? That's for you guys that are listening out in Zoom world too.
I just sold mine yesterday.
Next month, probably.
Oh, what's coming up?
Pemberton.
What's that?
In Pemberton.
In Pemberton? Awesome.
Too bad in Pemberton.
Fantastic. How much was the price ranges are you looking at?
Please.
It's amazing how prices are just climbing like crazy right now.
Jim, we put if any team guy members, we put a unit up in Autobahn. Really nice, 264.9. It's coming soon. It goes live on Thursday. So if anyone wants to jump on, we can just throw that. It's in the MLS.
Anyone
I have a
else?
question. I have a coming soon as well. We're already getting hit with tons and tons of offers before they even see the house and blah, blah, blah. My client just wants to do an open house one day and then be done with it. That's okay, correct?
Okay, why do they want to do that? They're getting offers. How are the offers to begin with?
They're crazy. But she doesn't want tons of people going in and out of her house when she can get probably above what she's asking for in one day.
Well, I mean, I'll just give you an example, what's going on with me, so you can possibly share it with, well, what passed on. So my nephew's house, and I think I've shared this with you before, and we listed it for 225. We got offers, as you said, we had 22 offers, I think in 48 hours. All the offers except for one were asking or above. However, we came to an agreement with one agent that was at the highest, and at the 11th hour comes in another offer that was $10,000 without any true contingencies as far as appraisal or anything like that. So, I mean, I guess what I'm trying to say is what's best for the client. I mean, I understand she doesn't want to do that, but what are the different terms that can be found in today's world?
Okay.
I mean, it's just something to, does anybody else have any thoughts on that, or?
It's a horrible problem to have.
By the way, the house sold for 260.
Wow.
So
Well, if she's looking for leads and she wants an open house, she can get more leads, not just that house.
Well, yeah, exactly. For the agent, it works out
For the
with the
agent,
buyer.
it
Yeah,
works
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Jim, I was just gonna suggest to the associate is she's best putting it in, if that's what her client's wishes are to have a one and done. She could just say, all offers will be presented, however, the seller's doing an open house on Sunday and will draw the highest and best offer at that point at whatever time on Monday.
I thought it was coming soon. Can't take offers on.
It
coming
is.
soon.
Yes,
It's coming soon. She would have to go active. on
She'd have
that.
to go active. I don't know where date is. There's a lot of other questions that come along.
Yeah, the 16th, the 16th, but I've had tons of calls on the sign, and I had mentioned it to several other people in real estate now. And so she's just like, she's got anxiety, so she feels like she's going to be overwhelmed. So anyway, that was a
Oh,
suggestion.
she will be.
Yeah, well, I know I will be. So
Just make it active on Sunday, have her sign off on it and it's live. I mean, that's where you're at.
right.
Who is the agent that's speaking?
Kelly.
Kelly, if you need to do an open house, I'll do it with you.
So much easier with her with you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna be honest, with doing open houses today, you probably want somebody to be there with you just because of the volume of people that are coming
It's
through.
crowd control, it's signing in, it's, it helps really. Joni,
I know, it's so much easier with her with me.
Yeah, this is a unique house, which is probably why we're getting so many hits. So, I mean, I don't think it's going to go FHA.
The reason it's getting hit. It's just unique. I mean, what are you guys seeing with listings? Because I'm seeing that's the houses that have been, people are trying not to go, they're trying to go beyond the market value for listing, are sitting a little bit longer. than the ones that are going at market value and then climbing up on an emotional drive from some of the sales we've had. Are you seeing the same thing, or?
My question is, if you correctly price it, and you know, this is a crazy world anyway, and you've got that high price on there, and you get that, what now, you're working for more? You just want more? I mean, that's just greedy.
You want covered. Now, you want whatever your client wants, but you want it to be covered, so. And I'm sure you're familiar with this and everything else, not everything appraises. Appraisals are still based off of sold and, active a little bit.
Right.
But it's more based off of the souls, but you want to make sure that your client's covered, not going through this whole process, taking their house off the market for a month or so until it comes out to appraisal, and then the appraisal's not covered. So my thought is, if I'm offering it at its list price, and I say that list price is, I'm pretty sure it's going to appraise at that list price or really close to it. Right? If they're going to offer me beyond that list price,
Usually they need.
they
money
need to take
They
the
need the
rest.
money
They need to take the
go
responsibility.
Beyond that, yeah.
Because just because it's listed, because it's going to give you a higher offer, doesn't mean it's going to be doing that. And I think when you ask questions, and you more experienced agents are sharing this, is what happens is they go, well, we'll let the appraiser find out, determine what price it is. But we already priced it at what we thought the appraiser would come out at. So anything beyond that number should be the responsibility, or at least up to a certain level, the responsibility of the buyer.
There is a little way around that if it doesn't appraise, but it depends how much, because mortgage insurance can pay the difference without you coming up with the money. But not 35,000,
Yeah.
225.
Yes, and that was funny because I didn't blink for a while. And I'm telling the guy, I said, I don't know what you're looking at, but there's no way in hell it's going to freeze. And they go, we know, and they just want the house. So,
How did it come out?
what's that?
How did the appraisal come out?
Don't know, because they were putting so much, I never saw the appraisal.
Oh,
So. Anybody else seeing anything changing in the market as far as on the buyer side? Selling side, listing side? Are we seeing buyers wanting more for their money? The home inspection, go.
Jim, one of the questions, in fact, it's about a 35-40 minute conversation this morning, is beware of your buyer. When you have all these multiple bids, it's great to have those, but having a competent lender digging into the buyer's past, find out what they do for a living, occupation matters. So they deal with somebody that's self-employed, and they're putting down 25%. Those old rules sometimes go away with certain lenders are selling to. So they went through this. One person went through a series of events, multiple offers, a dozen or more, picked the wrong buyer because they were putting down a lot of money, 25% down, $100,000, only to find out he wasn't truly, the money wasn't truly available because he was self-employed and he was happy to be in the restaurant business. So they're tough subs to work with from the beginning. They're just nightmares because they typically don't like to show a lot of income, so they don't want to pay a lot of taxes. But then when they want to buy, high, not show taxes. So you can't have it both ways. So it's really working with your lender. If you're on the seller side, you got to ask questions. Find out what they do for a living. Ask. I mean, it sounds, silly, but you know what? It's important if it crashes, because those people that put offers in may not come back after they're deselected.
I agree, and asking for proof of where the down payment is coming from
Right.
is critical.
And lastly, and we see this all, I'm seeing a pattern of it. They're coming in, they're giving the seller the highway to work on, and they say they have enough money. Now, if they're putting down $2,000 and they're doing a 5% mortgage and they're gonna pay $40,000 over ask, where's that money coming from? So you need proof of funds.
Right,
It's almost like you need to know where that money's coming from. If Uncle Louie or Aunt Louise is giving it to them, you gotta get it right. So they either get a stronger deposit and they default and you keep the deposit. You can ask to keep the deposit if you get into these situations. You can have the seller or the buyer forfeit the deposit if you put that in language. So there's a lot of different things going on now that I'm seeing. People are just saying what they want and then they're creeping into their deal as it goes on.
Right, they feel like that. And then also the home inspection is still important. You know what I mean? Like you said, when someone's paying more for a house than what they've been asked for, and they're guaranteeing X amount of dollars, they're gonna start wanting, and that's what I've been seeing a lot from talking to the agents and hearing about it, is they want the air conditioner to be working. Well, they just paid over asking price. You know? How much more do they have to invest into this house to get it? So just be aware. Just make your clients aware and let them make the decision.
Would you be protected though as a seller, like the buyer certifying that they have the sufficient assets? So you would be able to take legal action against them, right?
I'm talking about Pennsylvania.
No, in New Jersey, paragraph 5 is the buyer certifies they have sufficient assets. So when that, hey, if I'm saying I have 40,000 to cover the difference, that's certifying that you have the assets, right?
No,
No, because
where's it coming from?
It doesn't, I mean,
well, in Pennsylvania, they do that.
no, but but I'm not saying in New
Yeah.
Jersey, what, I mean, where is anything ever, I mean, if you have, it says paragraph 5 says, hey, you have the sufficient assets, you're agreeing to that. So if you don't have it, would you then be in breach of your line?
You could be in breach of contract, but
Yeah.
where does that put you in the, no, if it's a cash transaction, we're not, this conversation.
No, I'm not talking cash.
If it's a mortgage, it's still subject to an underwriter that's gonna ask for where's this assets coming from, whether,
Yep.
you know, there's a lot of other questions that come into that theory. But you have to, but I guess the bottom line is you have to have somebody prove that they have the assets available, so that's really what we're talking about.
And then if you go in battle for the assets, it's not an automatic turnover, so it's an escrow. So it's held, so now you're tying it up, and can you be putting a lien temporary lien on the property and all that kind of stuff, which could be it. Now you can't sell the property because you're trying to get, so it depends on the motivation.
You would put a lien on the sale of the property? I mean,
Well, I'm saying if you got an escrow and you're battling over the escrow, that escrow was originally put up as basically ownership of the property. You're just saying going back. Again, with the contract, the other things that we talk about is it lets you get out for other reasons. So what reason were they trying to get out from?
And if they don't have the money, then it's not sufficient income, so then they're out anyway. So
Yeah.
you just may have selected the wrong buyer, that's what we're talking about.
There's no like guarantee that you'll get that money, is what you were asking.
no, yeah, I'm just saying. in the sense of like,
Pennsylvania is a little bit more, they're filling out every paper, every line.
well, yeah, there's like a
everything else.
BFI in Pennsylvania, but even in New Jersey, I thought that the reason for that paragraph was that the buyer is stating they have the necessary assets to close it. Like, what's that paragraph that in there for?
Yeah, then they'd have to do the whole process first and know what this exact process.
Yeah, no, and that's, because I never really understood, and that's what I assumed that's what that paragraph in the agreement of sale was. So what is that paragraph for then?
Just green making the initial idea of what it is, because like you said, even closing costs can come up with it. They'd have to know everything, what the final payments would be to guarantee anything. Right, so now they don't know what all the fees will be and all that kind of stuff, so. And we usually don't go in depth, like I said, in Pennsylvania, you're kind of breaking it down. In Jersey, we're just going off of a pre-qual from the mortgage rep, saying that they've done the due diligence.
Yeah, I was just talking the agreement of sale
Yeah.
that we're signing, that's all.
There was a question that came up in the chat.
Yes,
Kelly, are you on the?
and I'll look into it more. Who else wanted?
Okay, are you reading something right next?
Are you allowed to advertise coming soon anywhere and not just the MLS? What if someone reached out to me and wants the house off market?
You really need to read the coming soon. It outlines everything you can and cannot do. It's very
And pretty much you can't do anything.
You can, you could be up on ethics charges, so it's okay.
Okay, fair. You shouldn't do a lot. Let me use the right word. Use the right word. Oh, you shouldn't.
Could be your last sale.
And then taking it off the market's never hit the market.
You have to follow, coming soon is a disaster, but if you follow it and use it correctly, and not trying to avoid realtors co-oping, and you deal fairly, equitably with everybody, you find successful. There's just uses going on right now that I don't agree with, but
Yeah, you gotta be careful with that, taking it off the market before it hit the market, has it coming soon? Because now, did you do the right thing per your client, or for your client?
Can't even let them in the house.
No,
you can't let your friends, your relatives, your uncle, your aunt, whatever.
Part of her question does it about advertising. She can post on social media, it's coming soon. She can't let anybody in the house, correct?
Right.
It's all outlined. It's outlined as us sitting here.
You can't show.
Right.
And you should have it signed at the same day you have a listing signed. Right.
and again, you can market it, you're right. You're gonna be going through exactly what you're doing just by putting it on the MLS, everybody
Yeah,
wants to
right.
see it. And you can't show it, you gotta tell, everyone's gonna tell you, well, I've only got a client here for the weekend, I've only.
I've had agents reach
Vacation.
out to me and asked me if they could see it before then, and I said I could not because that, I know that much. But the realtors, they should know that too. They're like, are you telling me I can't get in there before? And I said, well, yeah, that's what I'm telling you, because I know what that says. You can't show it to anybody before that date that's on the contract.
I guess the
But
real
yes,
question is there a possibility that it might be released earlier or set active earlier? Would be the proper question they should be asking you.
correct. No, I let them know when it would be active.
Okay. Buyer's needs, does
Thank
anybody
you.
have any buyer needs? I'm sorry. Was there more, Kelly?
No, just thank you.
Anybody have a buyer's need that they're really struggling with? Cool. All right, welcome to agents.
All right, so we had 3 new agents last month, Jerome Jordan. Jerome is an experienced agent that joined us from EXP. Lauren David is a brand new agent, and Mark Graziano is a brand new agent, and he is actually joining the condo shop team.
So Jerome, we met with, he's not here. So welcome to all of you that are coming here. So thank you very much.
And then moving on to cappers. So last month, Heather Garnick, who is part of the Michael Carr Group, it's been an outage, she has no internet. But she did cap, and I will make a note that this is the second time Heather has capped in 1 month. So it took her 1 month to cap. So congratulations, Heather.
Yes, that's great news. She's capped. Oh, for you guys, it's wonderful. Okay.
And then moving on to our October numbers. So we had another great month in October. Closed almost 40 million in volume with 122 units. Paid out over $1 million. Again, this is the 4th month in a row we paid out over $1 million in commissions. And then a quick note, year-to-date closed volume is almost at 400 million right now. And we still have 2 months left. For reference, last year we only closed 350 million. So we are going to shatter that 400 million mark easily by the end of this year. So congratulations to you guys.
All right. Have you received any emails about early registration for family reunion? Family reunion is going live. It's going to be in Orlando. Had a price change where it's if you buy now, it's $9.99. If you wait at the door and whatever the time frame it is, it's going to be $14.99 for the tickets. It's later in the month of February. It's February 19th to the 22nd. So this way people actually be home on Valentine's Day with their families. Usually it's that starts on the 14th or covers the 14th, and you're not going to be able to do that. Let us know if you're interested. We're trying to get an idea of what the head count will be that's interested in going out to family reunion. I know Mike has been there a few times.
Going to Disney.
So it went from,
Okay.
it went from $4.99 to $14 or $15.99.
Originally, when we first started, it was $4.99, right, $500, and then it was like $7.50.
It was $7.99
Yeah.
the last time we
Yeah.
went in Dallas, and now it's $9.99 if you guys register within the time block, which will be over the next like month. And then it'll go to $14.99 for the last minute people.
But it's education on steroids, and you're picking and choosing where you want to go.
And just think, we just reduced your caps. You have extra money now that you can spend on these tickets.
And we didn't charge you as much last year. Oh, that's right, it was virtual.
And there's no rentals available down there in case anybody's thinking, oh, we'll just get an Airbnb.
Yeah, good
Like
point.
Nothing in Florida.
There is a virtual option, so if anybody doesn't want to go in person and they still want to do it virtual, the virtual option will still be there. That's $129, and you'll get full access to everything that you would get in person, and then you'll also get like a portal, like for some of you who did it last year. It's a full online portal, so you can go back at any time over the next few months after it ends and review the videos and things like that. So if you don't want to spend the $9.99, the $129 is well worth it as well. Or you can go to Orlando.
So anyway, then we have triple play coming up. Is anybody going to triple play or planning on going to triple play? You're not going this year? Isn't that when you usually do your CE credits?
Last year I did, but.
Okay. We'll probably be going out there at least for a day. Keller Williams is talking about putting a stand out there or a booth. And so we'll keep you updated what's going on with that and see if you want to come down and join us, see what's going on. And then your ethics, who's not completed their ethics training yet? Just do it at the end of the year. I just finished mine, which was 3 hours on the NAR. So we all did it. That's a good thing.
Wait, the ethics we're talking about, Jim, is that we had already done our ethics for our license? Is this something separate from that?
Yes.
Yes, you got your continuing ed credits. It does continue, the class that you take can count as 2 ethics credits.
Yeah.
I think
A
is
lot
what
of
it
this-
was.
The CE shop.
This is over and above the CE.
Had it, some of the courses that folks took
Covered it?
previously didn't cover it, so that's where the issue is.
The best thing to do, Cal, is just check your email. The office has been sending out email reminders with what you need to do and how you need to do it for ethics.
Okay, thank
And
you.
we'll continue to do that.
Yeah, I haven't been getting emails. That's why I'm questioning.
All right, then let's reach out to, all right, Gabby's got it. She'll check on it for you. Direct deposit.
Yeah, so update on direct deposit for those of you that have gotten Trish or Brenda your account information. This week we'll start direct deposit. So just bear with us, as if you don't see it in your account right away, please let me know. If it's been a few days and you don't see it in the account, let me know. But otherwise, we will start moving forward this week with doing direct deposit for all commissions, and anyone who's willing to participate in it, reach out to Brenda or Trish with your information. Please note you are locked into direct deposit once you sign up for it, for your time frame, unless there's a special circumstance, just bring it to my attention. But we just don't want a flip flop. So you can still continue to get the physical checks if you want, but if not, just make sure we get your account information and we will start direct deposit.
Okay. Just if you're interested in some numbers that's going on right before this meeting, I kind of curious how we are doing against other offices in Medford and other offices that are in Marlton, not doing business, but are actually located in Marlton and Medford. In Marlton, the Keller Williams Realty is the #1 office in Marlton with $243 $1 million in volume. The next one is Berkshire Hathaway in Marlton, which is 144 million. So we're beating them by 100 million. And then Pat McKenna comes in at 89 million. Now, what I'm not sure about Pat McKenna is when the relationship split between her and Mark. In Medford, as office Berkshire BHHS is beating us at 157 Weicker Medford comes in at 118, and then Medford Keller Williams comes in at 111. The next one below us is Century 21, and they're at 57. So the first one has got a little bit of a gap. The second 2 and 3 are pretty close, and then the fourth one is way out. Now, what I kind of did is, we always say we're one office, Marlton and Medford. So I want to see how we compare to other companies that had 2 offices in the same spot. Really, I came up with ours. Between the 2 offices, we've got $354 million in transactions, 1,124 units closed. Berkshire Hathaway, when you put their Marlton and Medford together, they got $301 million in volume, 933 units closed. And then I did bring Mark into the Pat McKenna Realtor, so adding him from EXP. Their offices come up with 165 million and 504 units. So between offices. So if you want this information, if you want something similar, or you have a specific area you want to target, let me know and we can do that. So you can use it for your marketing and presenting all information like that. Anybody have any questions, concerns? So anyway, first of all, congratulations. You guys are doing great. As we said, we're hitting some of the numbers that we haven't hit in a while. Education update, James.
Just as a reminder, tonight we have at 5:30, we have a Bright MLS class. The Zoom link is on the Facebook page and it's on the intranet calendar. Tomorrow we have a couple of different classes at 11:30. I'll be doing a compliance offers and commissions class, which will then be followed by the Esham Mortgage's lunch and learn at 12:30. On November 17th, we have our Tech 1.0, 2.0 classes, one starting at 9, the other one starting at 2, and that's November 17th. So please register for those classes if you haven't already done so. November 18th, I'll be doing a special 6 p.m. Zoom class for holiday smart plans. In preparation for Command Mobile, just start remembering what your username and password is. Also in preparation, get your contacts into Command, start downloading the smart plans into your library, and just clean up your contacts. We've already seen the beta version of the Command mobile app, and I can tell you guys, for all of you that have been asking for a more mobile-friendly way of doing business, you couldn't ask for a better platform. This is going to be a complete game changer in my opinion. What Kelly should have been, this is going to be. Everything you don't even have to log in, although you will, but if you wanted to be that way, you could do everything on mobile for Command.
Command Mobile actually looks nicer than Command Desktop. I mean, it's just, everything's right there. It's really easy. You're on your phone anyway.
Yeah, I mean, for all of you that have been using smart plans on the mobile app, you can pull up who's got birthdays coming up in the next 7 days, click on the name, click add to smart plan, click birthday, start. You can't get any easier. If you want to text message them, it's become way easier, because now when you text message through the mobile app, it won't text message through Twilio. It will actually text message through your personal phone. You will still use Twilio for your campaigns, but as far as the text messaging, it's going to be completely integrated to make it more seamless, which for me is, that's one of the biggest things that I'm really excited about. The self-defense class that we had, what was that, 3 weeks ago? A couple of weeks ago, we had a good turnout. Wish we had more. We'll see about doing that in the upcoming year. And another thing that I wanted to share with everyone, 2 days ago, I saw an incident about a 16-year-old girl that was abducted, and something that she had done in the car to tell and passing by a car that she was in trouble. I'm not on TikTok, so I did not know this, and I have a 17-year-old daughter, and had someone done this signal to me, I would not have recognized what the hell it was, so I will share it with you. But this is becoming the new international sign for distress. Palm up, thumb in, fingers down. Just like that. So all that can see me on the camera, same thing, palm up, thumb in, fingers down. So what had happened was there was a 69-year-old man who actually abducted a 16-year-old girl, and she was in the car, and as she was driving down the road, there was another car passing by, and she just happened to put her hand up on the window, and she did exactly like this. And the guy, who thank God was on TikTok, had seen what that meant. He called the cops, and the cops set up a roadblock after they were following him for a couple miles, and they set up a roadblock, they stopped the car, and they pulled the girl out. The man was a 63-year-old man who had abducted a 16-year-old girl, and had they not found her, who knows what would have happened. So for those that have kids, those who have other people in the house, this is the sign, thumb in, fingers down. This is the new international sign for distress. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. And
Thank you, sir. Thanks for the extra info. Now be careful when you're waving to someone now.
well, when I'm with my wife, I'm old.
Please, someone. Jim's out there, I'll sit by the curb. Other thing to add to that is, especially for the newer agents and agents that work full-time, we are starting Ignite Monday in the evenings. It's starting at 6 o'clock. It's going to be Mondays. It's going to be taught by pro coaches from Morristown, our office, Cherry Hill, and Robbinsville. So it'll be 6 to 8, I believe, is what the class is. But again, for a lot of people who are working full-time, haven't had the opportunity to attend Ignite during the day or even 36-12-3, we're trying to open it up to, again, full-time, other dual occupancy, dual career. All right, lessons learned. Hasn't been anything extremely except for what we were talking about as far as the buyers and the taking care of the appraisal issues. Mike, have you had anything that's been?
The appraisal issues are the biggest pushback for everything like that. And, you know, as we were talking about earlier, is, you know, buyers coming up aggressively over. And I think some of them know that they're coming over, and then they go going around and rechanging the terms of the original agreement with the agents, which is a problem.
Anybody have any suggestions? What have you done to win the deal?
I prepare my seller on the front side. I let them know that this is a very generous offer. And let's remember, this is the buyer's money. So if there's repairs or appraisal issues, we're using the buyer's money to satisfy it. And I make sure they're comfortable. Hey, I don't want to spend your money, and maybe it'll all come through, but let's be prepared. And usually they go into it, they think the win is if it does appraise.
Right, okay. Anybody else? All right. So thank God we didn't have a month where there was issues to be talked about. Again, Ignite's coming up. Our affiliates, we have Nancy here. Nancy, you want to share with us Green Tree Mortgage?
Hi, everyone. I just want to let you know, we have loan amounts conventional up to 6 1/4 now. And that's great because it's not a jumbo. Jumbos are a little more complicated. I'm happy to answer any questions. New agents, you know, sometimes have embarrassing questions, just call me, it doesn't matter. And we do have new loan limits coming out next month, so hopefully they'll increase as well. And I'll happily work any open houses with you, so just call me and ask, because It's an opportunity for me to meet clients, and people want to meet mortgage people face to face. So it's great for me, and I can help you control the crowd. It's win-win. So please just call.
Nancy, what did
Yeah.
you say, 6.25?
6.25
Is
for a conventional.
What is that, a rate?
100 amount of money, 625,000 loan amount.
Oh, that's a loan amount.
Loan amount.
625,000.
Yep, we go up to that on conventional.
Okay.
And next month, new conventional and FHA loan limits will come out. VA loan limits, everything's gonna go up,
Okay.
probably a lot.
What is the VA limit for the
That's kind of a complicated question because it depends if they use their VA benefits or not. So
Okay.
it,
They can use it on more than one property if they haven't maxed out their.
they can if it's a primary residence. So they can't for a non-primary. So if they change their primary, they moved, they kept a house, they were in California, now they're in Jersey, they can keep that house often. And if they haven't used up their whole benefit, and we can work it out. Sorry, I'm losing my voice.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
that's good.
yeah, but it's on an individual case, so we really have to see their situation. But loan limits going up is great for everyone.
Yeah.
What about rates?
Rates are great right now. Rates will go up, but rates are right now really good. Like yesterday, they went down a little. So we're hovering between 3 and 3.25 generally speaking. So for 30 years. So, okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Call me.
Uh,
I appreciate the business.
Rick Brown is doing the lunch and learn tomorrow, starting at 12:30. His class is going to be focused on investing. Most of it, as far as what's available to agents that are 1099s or people that are 1099. They got a program that's offered investors. And then there's another program for the professional investor who wants to invest in and what ways that they might have to do some type of financing. So that's again, our lunch and learn tomorrow. So if you work with investors, if you want to be an investor, definitely would be worth some time. Tammy, from Premier Home and Auto Insurance.
I'm great. Hi, everyone. I'm Tammy from Premier Home and Auto, your in-house home and auto insurance agent. Nothing really new is going on. Today, after 2 months, I will, by the end of the day, be able to write Liberty Mutual. It was a 2-month process, so that's exciting.
What was that again?
Liberty Mutual,
You're
I'll be
merging
able
with them?
to, yes,
Okay.
I'll be able to write with Liberty Mutual as of today. Very excited. It took 2 months. So that is good news. And anybody that wasn't able to make it to the lunch and learn that I had here, I believe it was probably October, right? I think at the beginning of October. I am having the one for Robbinsville. The last one got canceled due to a COVID problem, but this Thursday at 1 o'clock at Robbinsville, it's really not that far. I drive it all the time. It's not that far. I know nobody wants to travel, but it's really easy to get to. And if, you know what, there's also Di Lorenzo's there, which is the best pizza in New Jersey. So, another bonus to go to Robbinsville. But if you want to make it there, it's all about learning how to become a shareholder. So if you do currently have 8 buyer sides, that's where you're currently at as far as your sales, that opens the door for you to become a shareholder. And even vendors are now being welcomed in as well, as far as, the mortgage companies. As long as you're affiliated with Keller Williams, you're actually able to take part of it too. And you can learn about the whole process and how to become shareholders. I believe at some point this month is going to be the party where everyone's going to be able to receive their first checks, their dividend checks coming back. And then January is when everything's going to start to open up, where new people can buy it. So if you are in a situation where you're thinking, hey, I want to do this, if you don't send any leads over to me, you're not going to be able to do between now and January to show that you are in the process and you will commit to sending over leads. You won't be able to just decide you want to buy in without taking that step. So it is important. Definitely reach out to me. I definitely have a lot of information on the shareholder, but as far as like, if you really want to learn and you want to have like deep questions, Bill, who created this whole entire program, will be in Robbinsville this Thursday at 1 o'clock. So if you're interested, you are more than welcome. Just let me know your comments so we can have enough food. So it'll be good. All right.
Now, just adding to that, if you are interested in investing or outside, what do we call it, mailbox money, let me know. Even if you're not qualified now, we'll sit down and talk about what it will take to get qualified, so that the next time the round comes around, you'll be prepared and ready and open for it. Same
Oh,
thing.
Just to add to that, so the plan is that currently the first round took a year. So going forward, we're hoping it's gonna be every 6 months for Bobbians. So just if you don't make it to this January, I know now we're going on a slower time of the year to be able to start, sending leads over, you might not have buyers at this point, but it's not gonna be another year, so it's not not next January you can buy it again, so it will be coming around more frequently.
Like I said, if you just want to know what it takes to be qualified and everything else, I think the other thing to put in here is, as Tammy's saying, they're just looking for opportunities. It's up for them to close the opportunity. So that's the point that you have to get. You just have to allow them to have the opportunity. It doesn't have that they close it. That's their job, correct?
Exactly, yeah, so if you send a client over and, they were USAA all the way and we don't do USAA, and you're like, nope, I'm never leaving, been there 50 years. You still have a qualified lead, that's still a lead for you, that still counts. Obviously, we want the business, but you never know, there's always, they might need flood or, there might be something else there as well. And we do have a life insurance agent as well.
Wayne, we got you here.
I'm here.
Please take it on, transfer. Start.
So those of you that don't know me, I'm Wayne Lavasio with TransStar Moving Systems. You being realtors, I would imagine, actually, I would like to ask something of all of you. Mortgage, title, all the affiliate partners and things that you need to get homes sold, purchase homes, lead your clients through the whole process. Do you include moving, relocation? As far as something that you would refer or tell your folks, your customers, the ins and outs of how to find a moving company professionally, that kind of thing. Does anybody do that?
Yes.
Probably steer clear of it, maybe because of the horror stories of the moving industry, maybe. So what we are is a family legacy business. For those of you that don't know us, I have been at the company for my entire life from childhood. Fully committed. I'm there every morning. I was in 5:30 this morning with the guys, with the crews before they go out, training, tip of the day, what we're going to avoid, what maybe happened last week. And when I say what happened, it might be something as simple as, we chipped a door coming out of the house and proper padding of preparation of a home. So what we do, my wife is a school teacher. She also is an owner of the company. She came with the education side and really brought many years ago classroom training, kind of like this, on the job training. We have a full schoolhouse with furniture, lampshades, china, everything. Learn how to wrap, pack, how to prep a home, floor runners, just everything you can imagine to safeguard someone's home and someone's belongings. So what I would ask of you is to reconsider referring a moving company, referring our moving company, because you're really doing your clients a disservice just letting them fend for themselves on the internet. Because quite honestly, there are ridiculous moving companies out there. I mean, just it takes my breath away to hear some of the things that are happening out there. Trucks not showing up at all. I'm sure everybody can relate to maybe, oh, the movers didn't show up until whatever, settlement got pushed. They damaged the home. The one thing that we do is you can count on us, your clients can count on us to never let them down. And I mean, never. To that end, myself, a dispatcher under me, a warehouse manager that works for our company as well. All three of us have CDL licenses. We also, to this day, after all these years, 40 years of the company, I still keep my duffel bag with all my blues, my work pants, the CDL license, and I can jump in a tractor trailer and get with the guys and rock and roll and go do the move. So we don't ever not show up. And we show up on time. We say 8 to 9, we're there usually 7:50. Every morning, every job, no matter where it is, Robbinsville, Sewell, Atlantic City, Pennsylvania, we're also licensed all through Pennsylvania. So we do it all, local, long distance. We can move your families your clients into storage with us, back out to a new residence, take them to a temp residence on the way into storage, swing back from things from our storage, go by the temp residence, pick them up, get them to their new home, or bring them to storage and then take them to Dallas, Texas, when their house is ready down there or what have you. The one thing that we bring to the table that separates us from every other moving company is the commitment. Long-term employees, I mean, we have, in the office alone, there's 6 of us have been working together for over 20 years. 4 of us have been together like 24 to 25 years. On the trucks, drivers, helpers, 20, 18, 19, 16. It's kind of unheard of in our business. Our business is somewhat known as being a transient industry, not at our company. Long-term commitments, because we care that much. You know, we just go the extra mile for our employees to the nth degree. And what that has done is like, it's full circle. What you give is what you receive. Our people just stay with us and do anything to help customers. So we're not perfect. Things can go wrong, obviously, you know, but we stand behind our work. You can always count on us to make it right. Thank you. Thank you.
So how much with the sales today and the changeover on the same day, what's your recommendation, best thing that they could prepare for?
So we do moves in the same day with 2 settlements. We do it well. I say I could be a realtor because I've been doing this for so long, but I tell them 11 o'clock and well, usually 11 and 1 for settlements, to try and do it the same day so that we can load up the new home, get there 8 or just before 8. When they do a walkthrough at 10, we can have the majority of everything out of the house and they can at least see everything. We finish it off, lunch break, get to destination. Hopefully there's not much downtime. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah, I mean, just what you recommend and what they're.
A lot of people do ask us, and we do it all the time, overnight storage, hold overnight. We have a whole fleet of tractor trailers that do that. So we will pick up the day before, let them get through those elements and then deliver, 12 to 2 or whenever 1 to.
So those are your trucks?
Our trucks, yeah.
Okay, and do you charge by the mile if you were to move somebody across the country?
It's by weight. It is by mileage. There's a tower for it, but it's by cubic feet, which converted into weight.
Okay.
We stay away from the word cubic feet because there becomes a charge by the cubic foot and it's kind of a bait and switch game.
Wait,
But I'm sorry,
what does it usually cost to hold somebody overnight?
$150.
Oh, that's it. Okay, and then
Per
a lot of clients are having a tough time booking movers. What do you recommend on that?
Well, it's funny you should bring that subject up. When I leave here, I'll go back to Indeed and continue to try and hire more. We're having some success. The pandemic just really killed us, as I heard a lot of the industry. Trying to get people off as I use the term, get off the sofa and get back to work, because we have plenty of work for people that want to work. But we have found that there's a high demand in our industry, a high demand for our company because of reputation. And it's tough. We turn away work every day. It's hard.
So do you think that a client, as soon as they sign a contract on their house, should book a mover? And if it doesn't.
As early as possible.
Yeah, and then if something were to come up that they can use that close on that date, you can work with them on closing dates?
So what we do, we don't ever leave anybody, once we commit to your client, well, if they have date changes, settlement changes, we never turn them away. We never say, well, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to go find someone else. We just don't do it.
Right.
So the best bet is to book us early, get us on that client's radar and book us. And then we'll stay with them all the way through, no matter what happens with changes. But to that end, if your clients wait too long, for example, we book out every month for months now. We're already, what is this, the 9th? We're pretty well sold out in November, to give you an idea. So we're already pushing into December with our dispatcher, because like capacity notices that we're approaching. I just saw one this morning on the way here. I think it was December 16th, September 9th, approaching capacity. That means our salespeople, get your moves in, tell your people, if you have somebody on the fence, they better, tell them to commit. So it's as soon as possible.
Yeah, good.
It used to be 2 weeks, but those days are over.
I don't know if I missed, did you say if there's any charge to cancel? If
No,
you-
never.
Okay.
No, we don't ever, we do ask for deposits, like 10%, but it's totally refundable. If they decide they don't want to move with us, if they, whatever, they get their money back.
My understanding, Gateway's not here, Howard's not here. And then Warren, is there anybody from America Preferred? No? Anybody have any last things they want to question, or you want to share with us what you want to, real quick?
Sure, real quick. I went to, a customer of mine was interested in low-income housing. So I found out that the county was having a housing and utility assistance fair. So I went up yesterday and they didn't have low-income housing, but they have a lot of emergency mortgage and utility assistance for people. If you're just sitting at home behind the computer looking for sellers and buyers, that's a good thing. But we're also here to help other people. They have the first-time home buyers. They have a lot of information. There's a website. There was people who are losing their homes and don't have rent. They don't have that money. There's a lot of information from the county that you can get for these people. I do have some things that I picked up I can leave here, but
On that note, on the first time home buyer down payment assistance, we do work with those programs. So if they can qualify, we will help them with that. And
a lot of information.
it's a 60-day close, so you need to know that.
A lot of information from the county. In fact, this man said he might even contact Keller Williams. I think he was gonna come and talk to us
It
about it.
takes them.
If you give me a copy, that'd be great.
Yeah, and there's the down payment assistance program. There's a lot of programs. I was just going for low income housing, but there was so much more. It was up at the Woodling Health Human Services. So there's a lot of things to do. If you're just looking for sitting home in front of the computer, let's reach out and see all these people that need help too. You can get something out of that too. Make you feel better.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Thank you.
I have the websites and everything here. I can let you know.
We'll put it on Facebook. Oh, we'll put it on
We
Facebook.
can do that.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything great to share? All right, thank you very much. Yes.
Yeah. Christmas party. Can we talk about that, and the baskets we're making and? Oh,
Sure. We just gotta clear some things out. We'll do another meeting about that. Make sure that we're all on the same